Welcome to Basketball U. If you're new to Basketball U, make sure you slam dunk that subscribe button. And just to make sure you don't miss a thing, make sure you tap that notification bell right after you hit that subscribe button. Once again, it's on Basketball U. Hey, welcome back. Good to see you, and you. If this is your first time here, there's that big red button over there. Click it. For those coming back, we got one special role player for you. Heart over height is the definition of what this player represents. When we look at the game of basketball, the average height of a player is around 6'7", and that might be your point guard, depending on the team. No wonder they say we don't have a chance when the average male is about 5'9". Do you see the height difference here? Yeah. Well, anyway, this player didn't care about what the world saw him as. He loved to play the game and was very good at it. Undrafted, no accolades to really let you know what kind of impact he had. Well, just ask the 12 different NBA teams he played for and his teammates who had to guard him every day in practice. Basketball U family. Meet Earl Boykins. Boykins was born in Cleveland, Ohio in 1976. As a child, his 5'8" father, Willie Williams, would sneak Boykins into a gym in his gym bag. Boykins grew up playing in recreational leagues with his father and other grown men. Boykins played high school basketball at Cleveland Central Catholic High School, where he averaged 24.6 points per game and led the school to a 23 wins, 2 loss record as a senior. In 2015, the Plain Dealer ranked him the best Cleveland area high school basketball player of the 1990s. Eastern Michigan and Iowa were the only 2 Division I basketball programs to offer Boykins an athletic scholarship, although Iowa later withdrew its offer. Boykins played college basketball at Eastern Michigan University from 1994 to 1998. Eastern Michigan won the MAC tournament in 1996 and 1998. He earned all Mid-American Conference first-team honors in his junior and senior year. Also, during his senior season, Boykins was second in the NCAA Men's Division I Basketball Championship in scoring, with an average of 26.8 points per game. He holds the career record for total assists, 624, at Eastern Michigan University. In his last game, he scored 18 points in a losing effort to Michigan State. On February 27, 2011, Boykins' 11 jersey was retired and raised to the rafters in a ceremony at Eastern Michigan University's Convocation Center. What does waived mean in the NBA? Waived is a term used to describe when a team wants to release a player before their contract is over. The team still has to pay the player the guaranteed money from the contract, but will open up a roster spot to find other players. When a player is waived, they will enter a 48-hour waiver wire, where the other NBA teams can try to claim on the player and take on the contract from the team who put that player on the waiver wire. If no teams take the player within the 48 hours, that player enters unrestricted free agency. In the event that multiple teams try to claim the same player, the player will go to the team with the worst win percentage. A team must have enough cap space to take on the player's contract to be considered. Why do NBA teams waive players? An NBA team will waive a player if they deem them a bad fit for their team, waiving them so they can open up one of the 15 roster spots the team has. Sometimes a team will sign a player on a bad contract, eating up too much of the salary cap, and will waive them in hopes another team will take the player and contract. Sometimes a team will take in players and their contracts from teams they didn't actually want. Usually, these players are tacked onto trades so one team can get rid of that player and their contract immediately. It is then up to the team receiving the player to either make it work, trade them, or waive that player. How do NBA teams sign the waived player? There is a 48-hour time period when the waiver request was made. In that time, other professional teams will attempt to claim the waiver. This includes the player and the remaining time left on their contract. Any professional basketball team, not just in the NBA, can claim the player and the contract. NBA teams are prioritized. If multiple NBA teams put a claim on the waiver, the team with the lowest winning percentage at that moment will be given the player, and the contract will be reflected in their salary cap. It is important to note that only teams with enough salary cap for the contract can claim the player. This happened to Earl Boykins a couple of times, but as it is looked upon as a bad thing, it ends up being an opportunity to be the right fit for a struggling team or a team that happens to have a missing piece they needed to add. Boykins would embrace it and leave a presence on every team he played for. Boykins was never drafted by an NBA team, but he was signed to short-term contracts by 5 different NBA teams before signing a 5-year, $13.7 million contract with the Denver Nuggets prior to the 2003-2004 season. On November 11, 2004, Boykins scored 32 points in a 117-109 Nuggets home win over the Detroit Pistons, making him the shortest player in NBA history to score 30 or more points during the game. After spending 3 full seasons and a portion of a 4th season with Denver, Boykins was traded to the Milwaukee Bucks in January 2007. After finishing the season in Milwaukee, Boykins opted out of his contract. He later signed with the Charlotte Bobcats partway through the 2007 to 2008 season and finished the season there. Following the 2007-2008 NBA season, Boykins was an unrestricted free agent. Instead of signing with an NBA team, he decided to play basketball in Europe and signed a 1-year, $3.5 million net income contract with Virtus Bologna of the Italian A League. The 1-year deal made Boykins the highest paid basketball player in the Italian league and included income from Bologna's sponsorship and marketing arms, which is not an option for NBA players because of salary cap restrictions. On December 26, 2008, it was announced by Virtus owner Claudio Sabatini that Boykins was cut from the club due to behavioral issues after Boykins flew home to the United States in order to see his sick son. However, a few days later, thanks to the intervention of Virtus general manager Andrea Lucci, it was announced that Boykins was staying with the club. On April 26, 2009, his team won the EuroChallenge Cup by defeating Cholet Basket. In June 2009, he was released by Virtus. Boykins then signed with the Washington Wizards in November 2009, making his return to the National Basketball Association. Boykins was a much-needed addition to the Wizards after guards Gilbert Arenas and Javaris Crittenton were suspended for the remainder of the current season after a misdemeanor gun possession charge stemming from a locker room incident. In December 2nd, 2009 game against the Milwaukee Bucks, Boykins sank 2 free throws to clinch the Wizards' victory. On August 19th, 2010, the Bucks signed him to a 1-year deal. Boykins signed a 10-day contract with the Houston Rockets on March 26, 2012. Boykins has not played in the NBA since. Although Boykins may be small, he put on a big performance in his career. And you want to know who else had a big role in their performance? Every other role player included in Basketball U, from Ron Harper to Eddie Jones to Chris Mullin. We all got him. right here on Basketball U. So if you haven't checked them out, please do. And if you already have, that's even better. There are many other role players to discover, so be sure to subscribe for more of role players on Basketball U. This is Basketball U. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, follow all of our social medias right there in the description to keep yourself up to date, as this channel will have a lot of basketball, a lot of players, and a lot of training and more information on how to play the game of basketball. Remember, someone's always working. Are you?